Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. So, have you ever thought about how to make your English sound a little more, well, American? It's a super common goal for a lot of learners, and today we're going to break it all down. We'll get into the key ingredients from what I like to call the music of the language, all the way to the specific sounds that make it so distinct.
But hang on, let's tackle the big question right out of the gate. Why even bother trying? Is the goal here to totally change who you are? And the answer is a big, fat no. Absolutely not. This is not, and I repeat, not about erasing your identity or where you come from. Think of your background as your superpower.
No, instead, this is all about gaining access. That's the key word. Access to clearer communication, right? So you're not always being asked, sorry, what was that? Or could you repeat that? It's also about access to new opportunities, at work, in your social life. And maybe the most important thing of all, it's about getting access to this whole new level of confidence every single time you open your mouth to speak. Here's a good way to think about it. You're not losing your accent, you're adding a new one. It's kind of like adding a really powerful, super versatile new tool to your communication toolbox. It's something you can just pull out whenever you need it to connect a little more easily.
Okay, so where do we even begin with all this? Well, our very first step is to master the music of the language. And yes, I really mean music. American English has its own special rhythm, its own melody. And honestly, understanding that is just as critical as getting the individual words right. Let's start with the beat.
So in linguistics, American English is what's known as a stress-timed language. What does that even mean? It just means certain words in a sentence get the spotlight. They get said a little longer, a little louder, while all the other words kind of get squished and rushed to keep that beat. For instance, a learner might carefully say every word. I need to buy some milk. But a native speaker, it's more like, I need to buy some milk. Hear that? Need and milk are the big, strong beats, and that little phrase, to buy some, just gets sped right over.
And this rhythm, this stress, is so powerful, it can completely change what a word means. For example, are you talking about a record, the noun, the thing you play on a turntable, or are you about to record something, the verb, the action? Do you have a present, like a gift, or are you about to present your big idea to your team? That stress, that rhythm, it tells you everything you need to know.
Okay, so we're starting to get the rhythm, the music. Now it's time to dig into the actual notes of our song. The specific individual sounds that are the real hallmarks of an American accent. These are the fun ones. So here are the 4 big stars of the show. First up, we've got these wide open vowels, so a word like cat sounds a bit more like cat. Second, that strong, hard R sound. It's not water, it's water. It's not hod, it's hard. Third is the flapped T, which, trust me, is a total game changer we're going to talk about in just a second. And finally, number 4, the schwa, that lazy, soft sound you hear in unstressed syllables, like in about or the beginning of banana. All right, let's zoom in on that flapped T. Honestly, this is one of the fastest shortcuts to sounding more native. Let's take a super common word, like butter. Now, a lot of learners will pronounce that T sound really clearly right in the middle. Butter. But in fast, natural, everyday American speech, something kind of magical happens to that T sound whenever it gets trapped between 2 vowels. It softens, it changes, and it becomes a soft D sound, butter. And once you hear this, you'll hear it everywhere. Water becomes waiter.
City becomes city. Little becomes little. Okay, try this sentence out loud with me. It's better to get butter in the city. Say it fast. You'll feel how your tongue just naturally wants to flap that T into a D.
Okay, so you know the music, you know the key sounds. But how in the world do you actually practice this stuff? Well, my absolute favorite answer is to train like an actor. And the single most powerful technique for this is something called shadowing. Just think of shadowing as your daily workout for your accent. It's a really simple 4-step process. So step 1, find a short clip, like 30 to 60 seconds is perfect, of a native speaker whose voice you like. Step 2, listen to just one sentence. Hit pause and then repeat it. Really try to copy everything. Not just the words, but the rhythm, the pitch, the emotion. Step 3, now you shadow them. Play that same sentence again, but this time speak along with them at the exact same time. And finally, step 4, and this is the most important one, record yourself, and then compare it to the original. I know, it can feel a little weird to listen to your own voice, but this is where the real amazing learning actually happens. And hey, here's a pro tip to make your shadowing way more effective. Don't just copy the sound, copy the speaker's face. American English can be super expressive, so when you mimic their smiles, their raised eyebrows, even their hand gestures, you're not just practicing sounds. You're actually connecting with the emotion and the energy behind the words themselves. It really works. All right, you're practicing, you're shadowing, you're doing the work. Now it's time for the final polish. This next part is all about the little secrets to sounding truly, authentically natural. It's about getting past those perfect, robotic-sounding words and into the real, messy flow of a conversation. Here's the thing. We almost never speak the way things are written down. A robot might say, "What are you doing?" or "Give me that." But a real person, we say, "What you doing?" or "Gimme that." This is called connected speech, and it's basically where words just kind of melt into each other. Learning these natural connections is a huge, huge step towards sounding fluent. And speaking of those natural connections, you absolutely have to use contractions. Saying "I am going to the store" is fine, it's correct, but it sounds very formal, almost like you're reading from a book. A native speaker will almost always say, "I'm gonna go to the store." Using contractions like "I'm," "don't," and especially the informal ones like "gonna" and "wanna," isn't lazy. It's just normal, standard, everyday English. It's how people actually talk. Okay, is your head spinning a little bit, feeling a bit overwhelmed? Please don't be. Look, knowing all this stuff is one thing, but it's taking action that actually creates progress. So let's put it all together into a simple, really powerful 7-day action plan that'll help you turn all these ideas into real habits. Here it is, your 7-day American accent challenge. And each day has just one simple thing to focus on. Day 1, just listen and mirror a speaker's phrasing and rhythm. Day 2, focus only on that flapped T, butter, water, better. Day 3, R attack. Practice that strong American R. Day 4, time to shadow and record yourself. Day 5, practice sounding lazy. Use those contractions and connect your speech. Day 6, put it all together and tell a short story out loud. And day 7, find a video online, leave a spoken comment, and record it so you can hear your incredible progress. Just remember, the goal here isn't perfection. It's all about consistent, focused effort. And you know, that really brings us to the most important point of this whole thing. As you practice, I really want you to remember this. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to be authentic. This whole journey is about speaking with more clarity and energy, for sure, but
always in a way that is still 100% you.
Ultimately, what's the point of all this? It's about being understood more easily. It's about feeling more confident when you speak. And it's about feeling more connected to the people and the culture that you're in. Your voice is like a bridge, and all these techniques are just here to help you make that bridge stronger.
So I'm going to leave you with one last question. From everything we've gone over today, the rhythm, the flapped T, shadowing, all of it, what is the one technique that you're going to try, like today? Pick just one, take that first small step, and you're already on your way. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer.